we continue with the Age of Restraint. Previously, we've sort of learned the background of, yes, they've had powerful technology, but that caused them issues because couldn't quite control the use and accidents are happening and potential bad things. And then someone frames one of the sentinels who are responsible for making sure, yes, people are not misusing technology into suggesting that he was misusing it, but he was framed. So why did they do it? I guess we will find out as we go on through this DLC. So let's see what this dancing dumpster has to tell us. The Sentience Gambit. And direct mission goes awry. Well. Okay, so we have a couple of those sentinels we already know from before. And yes, we've got a malfunctioning dumpster. How dare you? I am sentient, conscious being just like you with all the same rights. Okay, yes, it is the robot uprising. Ha, I don't believe you. Admit you're just a low-life prankster talking to us through a transmitter which you have connected to the robot's speaker. Yes, is it robot uprising or is it just pranks for YouTube? Child, don't be so naive. Isn't that exactly what a sentient robot would want us to believe? Let us continue our investigation. There's also some weird thing in the sky. Okay, someone was trying to do some sort of heist. They got the idol. Yes, we've unlocked names. Code names and real names. Okay, we don't have to name the two women from the Sentinels again. So we have this person. We can worry about that later. For now, just get me and Mr. Black back to the hideout. Yes, they've got some sort of golden idol. This one has the memory buttons. So that's you know, dangerous. We've discovered details. Okay. Something about keys, priorities, robot's victim. Okay. Once inside the ship, stay out of sight for a while Mr. Red plays his part. When he's ready, he will bring you the key you need. Don't mess with its controls. They will be as you need them. Head to the room directly in front of the one you originally entered. Inside, use the key Mr. Red gave you to disconnect me. Remember, you're looking for a duck. After that, head back to the entry point. Mr. Green and I will meet you and Mr. Red there. Okay, there is some plan going on. Are they like doing a heist on the Sentinel ship and this is a distraction? Something like that? You got most of what you came here for. Let's just go. Freedom at last. Once I am alone on the ship, thanks to Little Chirper's performance, ensure that the path is fully clear for Mr. Red and Mr. Blue. While Mr. Red takes care of our main priority and Mr. Blue plays his part, set up my demise. Once everyone is done, signal Mr. Green to collect me at the prearranged spot. Yes, many Mr. Callers, which are just people's pseudonyms. Then we've got boxes of things, AB, A3, C1. Yes, those are the various artifacts, because obviously we once again have that harvester with the modifications, and I assume the other things are different. Forbidden artifacts. What the hell happened in there? Where's Mr. Red? We only need space for 4 of us. Little Chirper will work remotely. Once Little Chirper and I have cleared the path for you, I will signal you. On my signal, head straight to the entry point. After that, stay out of sight for a while I give you the signal. Collect me from the prearranged spot. From there, we will head back to the entry point to collect Mr. Red and Mr. Blue. Okay, I assume based on who has what instructions, we will be able to eliminate them as Mr. Specific Caller, right? Because obviously they wouldn't have anything referring to them as their Mr. Caller. I'm mounted for barreled gun. Okay, so this ship has got some sort of offensive capabilities, but also someone blew out one of its engine. There is more things here. Another robot. Verbal command received. Show today's command log. Checking speaker status. Scanning Veridiola. Sentinel status cannot be confirmed. Ignoring verbal command. Okay, someone was trying to do something with this robot, but it refused. And here the robot has vaporized someone. Right, this was the thing for vaporizing people. Death to all humans. Death to all humans. Death to all humans. Yep, it's the robot uprising. Verbal command received. Take this Vaporon and repeat the phrase. Death to all humans. Okay. It's just programmed to do this. Checking speaker status, scanning Verdiola. Sentinel status confirmed. Running hold object Vaporan. Running say death to all humans repeat. Okay. So someone's setting it up to do this. But interestingly, it said that Sentinel status was confirmed. But obviously, we don't know whether that's an actual Sentinel doing this or, you know, someone figure out how to hack the situation. And this is part of like a robe of a Sentinel down here, but the rest of it has been potentially vaporized. Although they didn't tell him to shoot anyone, right? They just told him to hold it, but they may have done it after they, whoever the person was, vaporized someone and then told the robot to take the blame, basically. We got insight of the ship. Okay, so that's the Sentinel ship, but we got more layout because I assume it's gonna be the whole, you know, they told him go in and go to the room opposite and do this and that, right? So we've got lots of spots here. This is the vault. The Prime Sentinel entered earlier, as only he is permitted to do. As per protocol, he identified himself, and I saw that he spoke true. No one else has come. Verbal command, I am Prime Sentinel, let me in. Analyzing command, correct command given. Scanning Verdiola, Prime Sentinel status confirmed. Running open vault. So this thing claims that the Prime Sentinel entered, but again, we have to consider potentially hacking is involved here and some overriding of all the machinery and technology. That's the vault with more things. This is the guy that was arrested in the orchards, right? Because he modified the technology, killed his father. Yeah, Ethan. Their diary. I've been stuck in this room for days now, alone with this automaton and its creepy little statue. Tala keeps telling me all I need to do is instruct the robot to remove the memories I have about tampering with the harvester, and then they'll let me go. I don't know how much longer I can hold out for. At least my Invisi book prototype worked, so I was able to sneak this diary on board. Okay, so it's like a concealed diary. And yes, this automaton was here, but someone has melted off the arms. And we have another room. Confiscated artifact inventory. Yeah, so they were here, A1, 2, B1, 2, 3, C1, 2, 3, but now they're all gone because the robbers have taken them. And there's also this weird coffin. Oh, that's where... Okay, so the plan was not to break this guy out. This was probably to break out someone else then, unless they failed to do so. But yes, he's still frozen in this coffin thing. That's the Sentinel that got accused. Who has entered the vault today? Yeah, so she's asking the whatever guard robot. Here we have a robot with some display, dispatch call log, 10:05 a.m. Anonymous caller reports sentient robot in sector 4, code red, dispatching full team for investigation. Okay, so that's what brings them here. That's all of the names and responsibilities of the Sentinels and where do they have access to that other people are not allowed into. I assume we will need to use it to like deduce like where people could have gone or gain access to. Things would run a lot smoother if we were all allowed to calibrate temporary Verdiolas rather than having to wait for Gim to do all of them at the start of a job. Rejected. If a Sentinel cannot perform his or her duties for whatever reason, the person immediately below him, you know, you can just say them, right? That makes the sentences less awkward. The person immediately below them in the chain of command should take their responsibilities while appraisal is... Okay, so someone... Obviously, Gim is the person that's been frozen and relieved of his duties. So therefore, Heko would then take over as the technician and describe. By the way, Heko is the guy who framed Gim, right? So was that it? He just wanted access to things that Gim had access to? Because I was like, it was some sort of, you know, setup to make it seem technology even more dangerous than it is. If even Sentinels cannot resist it. But now it's like, did he just want access to a room for some reason? What was he planning? Okay, more rooms wants more spots. Okay, those are the other robots they have. Patrol robots, scanning area, scanning area, scanning area. Their function, patrol ship, running patrol duty hallway circumference, so I assume the ring here. Okay, someone gave a command to set patrol area to Jim only, checking speaker status, Sentinel status confirmed. Okay, so in theory a Sentinel did it. Another room here. We've got some sort of displays, antenna, Verdiola, truth, connect and share. So this is the memory things. Okay. They're able to like transfer speech. This is unplugged. Squares have 4 sides, triangles have 3 sides. Yeah, that's true. Triangles have 5 sides, squares have 4 sides. That's a lie. Oh, is this like logic gates? So even though this is true, but this is false, it still comes out as false because it does an and. Are both of them true? Triangles have 5 sides, but it says it's true, but we know that the dot in their like language and symbols means flip it around, so this is a not gate, so it goes like, well, this is false, but we're gonna flip it and it's true now. Okay, so they were, yes, this is unplugged from anything, and this is plugged into those Veridiolas of some sort. Is that important? I guess we may see later, because yes, those are like big chains of gates for some reason. This is the antennas. We have different symbols. One of them, that might be a duck. They were talking about a duck. Something is discovered. Symbols. Yes, so each of the sentinels have a symbol. So when they said, I'm a duck, that referred to one of the sentinels. And this is... Oh, okay, we can see where each of them was. Like, this is tracking of their paths. Okay, wow, there's gonna be a lot here. 55 spots. Also, I think there's gonna be a lot to understand. My leg, it hurts so much. He's lying about it? Or did someone mess with the Veridiola thing, so now the logic's flipped and it's actually telling that people are lying when they're telling the truth? Because why would he be sitting there alone saying it hurts so much and lying about it, right? No one's there to hear it. Yeah, that's some more of the artifacts. Circular saw. Well, that might be what happened to his leg. Yeah, once you and Mr. Blue are inside, okay, so he's part of the situation. Once you and Mr. Blue are inside, grab the first key from under the bed. It was prepared yesterday, so it should be good to go. Take care of our main priority first. After that, use the second key, the one you brought with you, to get the third. Hand the third key to Mr. Blue. While he does what he needs to do, bring the stuff back to the entry point. Mr. Green and I will meet you and Mr. Blue there. Still something in this room. Oh, I wasn't looking at those. Yeah, so this is the antennas, and like they're supposed to be sharing their memories through this, right? Based on what it said here, like the antenna is receiving and through the Veridiola. So, but if you're don't have it activated, then it's not receiving, or you're not connected. I mean, someone's here, right? Like it's sitting here. So yeah, whatever that is, I was like, is this the duck or is this the duck? Because obviously it's a rabbit if it's vertical, but it's a duck if it's sideways. And on here, that's sideways. Although here it looks like a man with a mustache that way around, but this way it kind of looks like an angry duck. They're confusing me with the upside down symbols. And there's just like a sea creature going wee. We have a couple more. Okay, he's been killed. He's not breathing. He's been zapped to death. That's also one of the sentinels from the previous scenario. And we have this thing where I've seen it before in some of the previous scenario as well, but there wasn't any meaning assigned to it. It was just one of the objects we could see. That's all the spots and all the wards. We've got names. Okay, so we have to code name those people, and he has a real name, because I assume he's gonna be one of the people here, like one of the sentinels, or maybe prisoner of some sort, or a sentinel that was in prison, something. Then yes, all of the first key, second key, what does it all mean? The symbols, I assume, yes, which sentinel is which symbol, and then this whole heist, right? What's the plan with it? Okay. I have to say, while I understand there was some sort of heist happening with people breaking in, after going through all of those bits, I am not actually quite sure what's going on. What am I supposed to read into it, right? Because a lot of the times you go through the scenario, you examine the spots, and you start forming like a picture of what you're looking for. But right now, I'm like, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure what to say. Other than, yes, I think the code names, I can do them by cross-referencing all of the notes with the instructions, and based on who's referencing which note, I may be able to be like, okay, you must be this person because your note doesn't mention that code name because it's just as you do this, right? So this guy that's been shot and is lying about his leg hurting, he's one of the people we have to name. So he was supposed to be with Mr. Blue and then meet Mr. Green and I, so whoever the person making the plan. Okay, so based on this person's letter, it says like once inside the ship, stay outside when Mr. Red plays his part. He'll bring you a key you need. You know, he talks about Mr. Red quite a bit. And then this guy says, what the hell happened? Where's Mr. Red? And then this guy has the letter that says, once you and Mr. Blue are inside, grab the first key, hand the third key to Mr. Blue, right? So I think this guy is Mr. Red based on that content. And this guy is Mr. Blue because they have the corresponding letters of like, you give Mr. Blue the key, you wait for Mr. Red. Because him saying where's Mr. Red obviously makes sense that this is the guy that got injured and therefore is missing. Then Mr. Green, because I think the guy in the kind of hood, the way his letter is structured is like it's his plan, right? So I think he's the where it says I, that refers to himself, so he wrote those letters, or she maybe, I don't know who that is yet. Meaning leaving this guy to be Mr. Green, and especially it says like Mr. Green and I will meet you there, and Mr. Green seems to be who's piloting the ship as well, so that would make sense that he's like the getaway driver. So this is Mr. Green. So then we have both a code name and a real name for this guy. So those names here are the names for all of the sentinels, the actual proper names. We have the little chirper as well and Mr. Black. So I think he's gonna be Mr. Black because if we look at his kind of own letter, it says, once I am alone on the ship thanks to little chirper's performance. Right? So he is not himself calling himself Mr. Chirper. And he also refers to all the other people, red, blue, green. So I think he's gonna be Mr. Black, but we have to figure out what his actual identity is. The little chirper might be the robot that's, you know, distracting them. So it's not like they're getting him out of the ship, right? It's not like he's imprisoned there because it says, once I'm alone on the ship, thanks to little chirper's performance, ensure the path is clear. Set up my demise. So like while Mr. Red takes care of our main priority and Mr. Blue plays his part, set up my demise. So as in they're faking their own death so that people don't know that they're actually the sentinel that got away or something like that. And then yeah, Mr. Green collect me. So I mean, considering the names we have, it must be one of the sentinels, right? There is no other names available. So this is Ptalu, right? Ptala Kib, that one. Actually, there is a piece of paper here with all of their names. So the people outside is Ptala Kib and Bethab's Dowberry. Now, one of the, like, if I was going to go by suspicion, I think it might be Hekosef doing this because, of course, he was the one that got all the other sentinel accused and frozen. And by the way, Gim is still inside that coffin thing. So I assume by that it's not Gim either, right? I assume it's not gonna be like, oh, they made a copy and put it in there. So I think Gim's out as well. This person here, this is Daria Zins. So it's also not Hair. So we have Morn da Silva and Hekosif left. Now, this is Morn da Silva. At least from looking at it in this picture, that looks like Morn da Silva. So the missing person, right, the one sentinel we cannot see is Hekosif, which would make sense with them being gone. The only thing I am currently questioning is the fact that they say, set up my demise. Like as if, you know, they were faking their death, which obviously the person that is shown as dead is Morn da Silva. But I mean, considering that Hekosift was the person previously plotting, it makes sense to me that it would be him continuing some evil plot that he's onto, right? So yes, that is correct. That's the names of the people, or well, mostly code names, and we just know it was Heko. So where to now? What do we have in terms of entry point, first key, second key, third key, main priority? So it can be either people's names, or it can be some of those words like places, right? Golden idols, Verdiolas, robots, all that stuff. And then who's who. It said, remember I'm a duck. Because I mean, I assume those were sentinels, but they also could refer to, some sort of robot that's on the ship, maybe. Though there is 6 sentinels and there is 6 symbols, so it might make sense. And if we go here, like this, I don't know, what is it? A manatee or something. It shows it never changed position from being inside of the vault here, so that might be Gim, right? Because he's just stuck in there, he's frozen. So the manatee is Gim. However, the only thing that would maybe make me question it is that his thing continues to spin, right? As if his transmissions is still active. So we have that whole situation with, is this a duck? Because it shows this person as being in a room, like going all around the place, then outside of the place, then leaving, right? So that's potential for the person that's, and again, they said I'm a duck or whatever. This person was in there and they go down, but that might be the people who have gone down to investigate the robot. This person goes outside, but then back inside and by the vault. So that's Daria, because she's currently standing next to the vault. Daria here. Then this person, again, kind of goes inside and goes down here, the same as they. So yeah, those are likely the 2 people, Tala and Bethabs, that are currently looking at that robot. And we have this person who has exited and just ended up there. Interestingly, yes, their arrow just shows, their path in the end, it shows X, right? Oh, I've just realized when it said set up my demise that we have this, right? We have this where they're pretending the robot has killed someone. So that might be that part where they fake their death, not the guy inside. I mean, we know it's not the guy inside because he's dead, and we've confirmed that Hekosift is the person escaping. So they destroy their Verdiola or whatever that's called here, and like a scrap of fabric to pretend that they were killed, which means this last symbol, this one, is Hekosift, because their signal ends here, but they're not the person that runs away. Okay, so who is this then? Who is this? Because this one matches them flying away, but now I'm like, did they fake it? Did they take someone else's device and like said like, here a device is disconnected, so are they faking it to say it was someone else after he faked his own death? You head to the room directly in front of the one you originally entered. Inside you is the key Mr. Red gave you to disconnect me. Remember, you're looking for a duck. Right, so that's where I'm getting the duck, but it doesn't mean to disconnect me. Remember, you're looking for a duck. So maybe they're using the key to like disconnect that Verdiola, right? Because yeah, on this robot it says 10:15 log, sentinel status confirmed, right? So whoever was here giving commands to this robot was confirmed sentinel, but then this robot at 10:20, someone just gives a show command log, and it says sentinel status cannot be confirmed. So that would sort of imply that yes, after this fake death scene, they basically almost used that to confirm that their tracker has been erased and they're no longer in the database as such. So yeah, who's this person? Because they're clearly using this identity to fake, someone else escaping instead. Because this person supposedly goes where Heko as well kind of goes, right? Except their signal ends here. They go up the stairs, but then they're basically getting picked up and escaping. But again, this is not Heko's tracker, right? Because they've disconnected themselves. But also, how can we tell apart this person and this person, which we know is Ptala and Bethab's outside investigating the robot. Potentially by this one person going inside of this room, right? What is this room? Because we know they have different access levels. Room kind of by the entrance. This room. Okay, but this is all like quarters, so it doesn't tell us about like they got here because they're in a special position, right? The inner rooms are the special rooms that people can only access because of their permission. I mean, we know Ptala can go into all bedrooms, while Bethab is not allowed into any special places. But obviously, she could go into her own bedroom, right? I guess the clue here might be that one of them starts in one bedroom, exit goes out. But this person starts in this bedroom, goes into another bedroom, then they go out, which would make this person Ptala, right? Because they've gone to more than one bedroom, and you're only allowed to do that if you're Ptala. Then making this, I don't know, snake, crocodile, something. This person is Bethab's, and therefore this stack. Okay, so that's Morn de Silva. 2 or 4 incorrect. So I just have 2 people swapped. Okay, so the other part is that, you know, remember I'm a DAC means Heko is the DAC and Morn de Silva is the upside down man. But then they're still tracking him while he's escaping. And this is obviously incorrect because while Morn da Silva's dead, they're dead in here, right? They're not dead outside. We have entry point. I mean, the entry point just must be the normal ship entry, right? I don't assume there's like secret entrances. And again, if we look at this, it shows everyone who is coming in and going, they have to go through that thing, right? That is how you get in and out of the ship. So I assume the entry point is this, I don't know, UFO beam. There's the elevator. Now we have the first key, second key, third key, main priority, yes, and robot's victim. Well, robot's victim was no one, right? No one actually died there. That's all a setup. But yes, what are the keys and what are the main priorities? Well, the main priority, I think, was stealing the artifacts, right? Because they've got a load of them. Yeah, it says, while Mr. Red takes care of our main priority and Mr. Blue plays his part, set up my demise, right? So I think that was just stealing the artifacts because they have a lot of them. So artifacts. Now there's the keys. Okay, so I guess maybe the thing with the symbols where I'm like, what does it all mean? Obviously, to steal the artifacts, they had to get access to the vault. And in order to do that, the only person that can go in the vault is Morn da Silva normally, right? So the vault says only he can enter and stuff like that. So they've faked that somehow. Yes, the Prime Sentinel enter. Only he's allowed to do so. But it wasn't him. They faked it somehow. Presumably with one of those devices, right? Like some modified logic gate to override things. What is this? And yeah, one of the things involved going in there at 10:10 and setting those robots to only patrol the gym, right? So they would not be in the way. Where is the gym anyway? I mean, I guess this is the gym. That's why they're all in there. That makes sense then. Grab the first key from under the bed. It was prepared yesterday, so it should be good to go. Use the second key, the one you brought with you, to get the third. And the third key to Mr. Blue. It says grab the first key from under the bed. It was prepared. Take care of our main priority first. If the main priority is getting the artifacts, then the first key has to have something to do with getting into the vault. And for that, they would need the Veridiola that's been reprogrammed to somehow fake being the first Sentinel. So this person's letter says, he'll bring you the key you need, don't mess with its controls, they'll be as you need them, head to the room directly in front of one you entered, inside use the key Mr. Red gave you to disconnect me, remember you're looking for a dock. So opposite to where you entered is this room, right, where they were doing the Veridiola stuff and disconnecting and whatever. And they said like, they will give you a key and this person's holding an idol set to specific controls. So Mr. Red will bring you the key. So there's, we have to check which key was there, where they're bringing. Yeah, so hand the third key to Mr. Blue. So the third key is the golden idol that person is holding. Use the second key, the one you brought with you. Was that be the circular saw? Because like, what else would they be bringing it for? Okay, so like I think the first key might be in connect, because if we're saying they use the golden idol to disconnect the Veridiola whatever, then it cannot be the first key. The first key is under the bed. Something that was prepared yesterday, so it should be good to go. I mean, nothing really else makes sense. Something that was prepared yesterday should be good to go. Like, I think the Veridiola maybe, but then what's wrong? I mean, the entry point being the elevator or whatever this beam is. That's a bit weird because obviously it's down here, like they're standing here, right? Other people were down here. So would they be able to sneak in here? But if so, like how else did they get in? Oh, there is a window that's open? Like it's not something you can examine, but it is open from here. That's really weird. Like on a spaceship you have a window that opens. We have a window as a ward. Okay. So I was right about those things here. I was just like, oh, they can only get through in the elevator. No, apparently you can get in through the window. That's also a thing. So what is going on in this whole situation? Okay, who escaped in the... Okay, so now we know Hekosift, Mr. Green, and Mr. Blue escaped in the shadow at the end. So to clear the coast, someone did something. They faked the robot uprising, right, and made the call. Who made the call? Did Heko himself make this call? Okay, well, I know who escaped. That's as far as I got. The rest is murky right now. Like, to clear the coast, someone, like, call in the sentient robot. I think that makes sense. Reported a sentient robot. And then someone did something. Now, who reported it? Obviously, like, Hekosift is the mastermind of the plan, but I'm not sure he would be able to call in the situation, right? Like, he's inside of the ship, so I don't know what technology they would have that would let him call it in. And his thing is like, one time alone on the ship thanks to Little Chipper's performance. So maybe, like, the Little Chipper is who we want to use for the calling it in. I don't know, it might be Heko, but if he called it in from the ship, would it just not get detected as him calling it in? And then something to the something. Ensure the path is fully clear for Mr. Red and Mr. Blue. Well, he's alone on the ship, so the only things remaining after everyone has disembarked to investigate the robot is the troll robots, right? And they get set to only go to the gym. So then Hekosift ordered the patrol robots to the gym. To enter the vault, to enter the vault, they got the Veridiola that was programmed to pretend it's the first sentinel. So that was done by... because that's the first key. And that was done by Mr. Red. Yes, it was prepared yesterday. Take care of Marmine priority. So, Mr. Red wore a Veridiola that someone had purposefully, I guess, miscalibrated. I was going to say like reprogrammed or something like that, but the miscalibrated seems to be the only word that makes sense here. Well, Mr. Red didn't do it, right? Because the letter Mr. Red has, it says, grab the first key was prepared yesterday. So I think only Heko could have prepared it, right? Because he normally has access to the ship. Once inside, Mr. Red was stealing the artifacts, right? Mr. Red stole the artifacts and what else? And his letter says use the second key, the circular saw, to get the third key, the golden idol. Oh, is that what this is here, right? So he used the saw because the robot sentinels, they would hold the golden idols. Like that's how it worked from the other DLCs and content. So he like sawn off the hands because like the thing he had on him, that the robot would remove his memories, right? So that's what's on that idol already. Like that's how it's calibrated, right? Remove memories. So Mr. Red stole the artifacts and the golden idol using the latter. Right, using the golden idol. Someone did something. Realizing what happened, something. And then they escaped. So what does Mr. Blue's instructions are? Stay out of sight while Mr. Red plays his part. You bring you the key, which is the idol. Don't mess with controls. It will be as you need them. So the remove memories is what they want and need from it. Head to the room directly in front of the other you entered. So that's where the Veridiola programming is. Inside, use the key, so use the golden idol to disconnect me. Remember, you're looking for a duck. So he's supposed to specifically disconnect Hekosec's tracking device. Oh no, because it wasn't going to this room, right? Because it was opposite what you've entered, which I originally thought they entered through the elevator, but they entered through here. So they were going to this room, and there they're looking for a duck. But yes, because this, I originally thought, you're looking for a duck, so this is Hekosef. But then I was like, well, this is a duck, but this shows him walking around doing things and then escaping, which just felt like, wait, wasn't he trying to fake his death, and therefore why would this thing still be on and showing him escaping? But instead this guy's thing goes outside and then disconnects as if he's dead, which I was like, oh, that's him faking his death, like he said, right? But then this here said that this is Morn da Silva and this is Ecoseft. So did this person like me get confused with this whole, this is a duck or a rabbit and this is either a man with a mustache or a duck? Because on this control it's a man with a mustache, but on this control, because it's stopped upside down, it looks like an angry duck. So the person also got confused between the symbols. But what does that mean? So instead of turning off Hekoseft's tracking, he turned off Morn da Silva's tracking. So using the latter, Mr. Blue, right, because Mr. Blue is using the idol, mistakenly disconnected Morn da Silva for realizing what happened, something, because I thought like, oh, using the ladder he disconnected Hekosect, but then he realized what happened, started doing things which is like Hekosect would have expected this happening, right? It wouldn't cause him to then like realizing what happened. So what did he do? Because obviously Hekosect is dead here, like he's been shot, and this guy has been shot. So presumably those two came upon, because everyone else who was stealing things and running off, they're fine, right? So those two guys came upon each other. So what did he do? He something to the something and something. Well, I would say he shot Mr. Red. Returned to the ship and shot Mr. Red, because obviously the disconnection is while he's outside. Okay. Yeah, that one was quite tricky actually. From gathering things around this scenario, I actually didn't even have like too much of a clue what was happening there, and I really needed to work through those intermediate steps to be like, what is even this scenario about? With game out of the way, Heko gained access to the temporary Veridiolas. Okay, yes, that was that thing where I said it, oh, did he want access to something? And yes, that was because he needed to get that access to be able to do the rest of his plan. He intentionally miscalibrated one to glow green when the wearer lied, so that Mr. Red could use it to access the vault and steal the artifacts. Oh, okay, so the vault, it doesn't detect that you're the prime sentinel. It only detects that you are not lying when you say you are the prime sentinel, which, I mean, doesn't feel like the best security thing. Right? Maybe they could have had something better. Mr. Blue was supposed to disconnect Heko's Veridiola from its antenna so that the sentinels would no longer be able to track him, to stop them from trying to look for him anyway. Heko also made it seem as though a robot had vaporized him, but Mr. Blue accidentally disconnected Morn instead, preventing a clean getaway. Okay, so now the sentinels are still tracking Heko, right? Like they're gonna be able to work out what has happened. They're gonna pursue him. So we have some sort of map with Lemuria, buffer societies, hunter-gatherers, farming societies, nomadic pastoralists, and early state societies, buffer zone, technotopia, no intervention zone. Okay, so they're living in this isolation zone with their super technology, but they are surrounded by very primitive societies, and they're basically going like, we can't be interfering with the people who don't have this technology, so stay out of there. Okay, and this is the various artifacts. Cloud printer prints clouds that spread provided liquid sample into the atmosphere. Calmer creates euphoria within range for all people in contact with gold. Modified harvester teleports matter within range to predetermined destination, fuses organic matter together. Alchemizer converts any body of liquid into gold. Okay. Nano civilization kit, add water to start your own rapidly developing civilization in a jar. Convincer converts an idea into a list of arguments that are statistically more likely to convince everybody that the idea is true. Expander rapidly expand a target object. Quafizer converts text to liquid. Contact with the liquid or its vapors will cause one to instantly memorize the text. Okay, I was like, converts text to liquid so you can drink your books. Deconstructor disassembles a target object into basic parts. Okay, so that's the tech that's been stolen. I assume we will need this information to work out what did they use that for in the final part. But with this one being quite long and complicated, we may have to get to it next time. Let me know what you felt about this scenario. Were you realizing what was happening much earlier on, or were you also confused about it? And if you enjoy my content, consider liking or subscribing. Thank you to channel members for supporting the channel, and I will see you soon on another adventure.